Okay, here I am. Here I am again. I'm still at uh, South Station, Boston, Massachusetts. Getting ready to catch a train. I think when I was in the previous video, I said I was ready to catch the bus. But basically, what I'm doing now at this very moment, I'm trying to see if the instrument that I'm using to do this will it work for me. I see that it does. It will record as it does record the video, but I was trying to see could I could I transfer this video to my YouTube station. So I would a minute ago I signed out, but I'm signing back in now because I did find out that this at this point in time that this mechanism that I'm using to do this broadcast, I can't at this point in time I cannot transfer my broadcast to YouTube. So at least I did find that out about it. So what I probably have to do is wait until I get to Providence, and when I get around all my equipment, then the previous video can be recorded on YouTube. So at least I know that the I can get my broadcast on the instrument that I'm using. And so since that is the case, and I'm standing here at South Station, 6:04 a.m., waiting on my Providence train, I'll try to come up with some type of discussion. The first thing that reaches, okay, the first thing now you hear in the background the announcement from I'll be quiet for 1 second and let this lady, who always gives the announcements, let her finish with her announcements, and I'll continue in my oratory. Okay, I think she's finished for a minute. Okay, I think I want to talk about racism. I had an interesting thing that happened to me yesterday in Providence, Rhode Island. And uh, I won't necessarily go into the incident, but I can give you the reaction. It was an unnecessary incident that was caused basically because of the sociological racial structure of the American society. And basically, I think what has been with that sociological aspect is that's basically inherent in the American society is to make it hard for a black man. To make it complicated for a black man. That's part of I think, the inherent culture in American society. The whole thing is, let's make it hard for that black man. No matter what he does, let's make it hard for him. And I think that's part of the American culture. It's embedded in the American culture. Okay, here she's talking again. I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. Okay. As I indicated in my previous video, which I just did just a few minutes ago, I've decided that my crusade would be to give reactions. These are basically everyday reactions to the coming and goings of a black American man. So, so basically, what it boils down to is that, okay, there was an old expression which is still inherent in American culture. That is, keep him in his place. That's a place that you're supposed to be. And it's just like when I go to, okay, I'll show you. I grew up in Alabama. And, we were just accustomed to okay, I grew up during the period of Martin Luther King. So there was I lived in a segregated society, and that is blacks segregated and whites. If you know anything about South Africa, we're talking apartheid. Now, I remember in my interactions, the interactions that I had at that time as a young man with white people, there's a certain kind of way that if you were black, there was a certain kind of way that you were treated. Like for instance, I'll just show you how simple. How simple. Okay, you go into a store. Yeah, I'm talking when I was young. Okay, we're talking Martin Luther King days. You go into a store and you say good morning with a very funny smile. But the person at the cash register, if she's white, she would not even acknowledge you. And you would. It was a subtle way of saying to a black person that you have a special place and your place is below me. So you have that. It's an inherent thing that's in the psyche. It's inherent. It's an inherent thing that's in the psyche of the white American. Now, I go to the gym in Providence, and now Providence is much smaller than Boston. In fact, Providence, Rhode Island, or the state of Rhode Island is the smallest state in the United States. It's the smallest one in the United States. And Providence okay, there's noise in the background. I'll be quiet for a second. Okay, let's get back to Providence, the difference between Providence, Rhode Island, and Boston, Massachusetts. Boston, Massachusetts is a state next, just in case you don't live in the U.S. Rhode Island is a very small state, and it's right next to Massachusetts, which is not that big, but it's much bigger than Rhode Island. Now, I took a bus trip once in Providence, and I went into a community. And then we went to the community, all white communities. I think basically something inherent in the culture that says, if you black, stand back. There was a saying like this when I was growing up. If you white, you all right. If you brown, stick around. If you black, step back. There's a certain kind of understanding which states, oh wow, the train is unloading. People are getting out. And I'm right here talking in my phone. I'm going to check out for a second. Because it's getting ready to get crowded at the South Station. And I don't want people, to start looking at me, even though I am a gorgeous angel.